want to just share with you guys a little story on how this all began and why I started this YouTube channel called Tony's Money Lens. Someone said to me yesterday, you've already made 2-3 videos, but you haven't said anything that qualifies you for making this YouTube channel regarding money. I said, you know what? Let me tell the story on the next video. First of all, when I was a kid, 6-7 years old, that's when it all got started. I was going to different family members' house for all the holidays, and I would dance for the family. Big family, huge family. We like to dance, listen to music, gather at my grandmother's house. Both of my grandparents was like siblings of 8, 9, 10 kids. So I want to just share with you how all of this began as a little kid. So I would dance at all the different parties, and all of the family members, cousins, aunties, uncles, grandparents, they all give me dollars because I love to smile, talk, and dance. So at that point, I started getting like very familiarized with money. And I said, wow, this feels pretty good. So all the holidays, for Christmas, for Thanksgiving, for Easter, whatever brought the family together, I was ready to dance. Because I knew by the end of that dance, I was gonna have $20, $30, $40. Then this is just family giving me $1, $2, $5, etc. I was 6 years old at this particular time, keeping my money, saving it. So what I started doing is, I started buying candy right around the corner from this elementary school. And I used to walk to school and I go to that store every single day. I'll buy now-laters, candy, I buy all this stuff. When I bought this candy, I resell it. So every day I buy and sell. The kids at the school, they'll be like, you know, what you got to sell today? And I'll just stick my tongue out and they'd be like, oh, okay, you got the green now-laters. So I'll walk to school every day, buy candy and resell it. And this was every day. My mom would give me $5 every day for lunch. But instead of spending that $5 on lunch every day, I would make a big 3-layer sandwich. Whenever I got hungry, I just take a little bite of the sandwich. So this was what I was doing every single day. So I started saving money and buying candy, reselling it, and then that turned into selling flowers on the corner until like 8 p.m. at night sometimes, $1 roses, and I was selling newspapers. I was on my bicycle going from house to house, throwing newspaper in front of their door. And then I started loaning people money, charging them interest. This is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. Long story short, by the time I was 16 years old, you guys, I had over $100,000 in cash saved up from doing what I just told you underneath my mattress. So I bought my first car for $500. I could have bought anything practically, but I bought a green 1977, it was old too, a 1977 Dodge Dart. So I would drive this car. My friends didn't want to be seen in the car with me. We'd be driving and they'd be ducking and they was like, Tony, we love you, but we don't want to be seen in this car. So I said, listen, y'all not gonna get a ride next time now. So at this time, I knew something was different about me because while I was in school, I was always like, what am I in school with all these kids for? We were all the same age. So I felt like I was grown before I was grown to a certain degree. I don't know how many of you guys ever feel like that, right? From there, I got a job at a children's shoe store in the Fox Hills Mall in Culver City. So I started working there at 16 and I became an assistant manager at 16 years old. So I was going to school 4 hours a day. This is high school now. And then I would go to work and I would close the store, do the numbers and all these different things. And then from there, I went to Circuit City at the time. I wasn't old enough to work at Circuit City, but I told the manager, I said, listen, if you give me an opportunity, I guarantee you 3 to 6 months, I'll be the #1 salesperson in the store. And then I'll become the #1 salesperson in the country. I became the #1 salesperson in the store and the #1 salesperson in the country at Circuit City. I was doing all these different multi-level marketing businesses with my uncles, wearing a shirt and tie every day at this time. So now I'm 18 years old. So I'm wearing a shirt and tie every single day at Circuit City. At 18 years old, staying with my mom, I was making $65,000 a year, okay? And remember, you guys, I already had over $100,000 in cash at 16 years old. By the time I turned 19 years old, I told my mom she don't ever have to go to work again for the rest of her life. Work with me. So I opened up an office. She came to help me out in my business from 11 to 4. I'm gonna go backwards just a little bit. One of the multi-level marketing companies was Rafa. It's a hair product company. And I tell you, that company went out of business within 2 years. When that company went out of business, I said, you know what, I'm gonna start my own company now. And I figured it's a hair business. It's a $3 billion industry. If I get 0.5% of 1% of $1 billion, I'll be okay. So I started a company called Vontae. I tell you, from 19, I never looked back. My mom and dad were both poor, okay? Going to school, we had one pair of shoes, 2 pair of jeans, few shirts. This is what we did every day. When I came home from school, I was opening up a can of corn and warming up French fries. That was every day for me. My dad wasn't there. He was on drugs. He was in the streets and homeless and all these other things. And my mom, I'm gonna tell you, she was a single mom. So when I woke up, she was at work. When I got home from school, she was at work. When I went to sleep, she was still at work. So me, my brother, my sister, we practically raised ourselves. So I'm gonna tell you, you can do anything when you put your mind, your heart, and your work ethic to it. You have to just love yourself and you have to believe in yourself. This is what was going on during this time. I was talking to God, I was praying, and I just wanted something different for my life. I wanted something different for my mom's life. So I just said, I'm gonna buckle down and do whatever it takes to win. My grandmother passed away from cirrhosis of the liver. She was like my best friend. I saw that as, you know what, I'm not gonna drink at all. I'm just gonna be alcohol free for the rest of my life. I saw my dad on drugs. One day I was at the gas station and he was asking me for money and he didn't even know I was his son. And seeing what he went through, and thank God he's doing a lot better now, made it a point to where I said, I'm gonna be vegan, I'm gonna not drink, I'm gonna not smoke, I'm gonna not do drugs. A lot of things is what you think and what you say. Surround yourself around positive people that wants your best interest, and you want to treat people like you want to be treated. I just want to tell you a little bit of my story and how I got started at an early age with just money. Nobody giving me anything, not coming from any type of wealth. And I turned myself into a walking testimony for other men, women, everybody who can see this video. So listen, I just want you to continue to follow my channel, because I'm gonna be talking to you about all kind of different investments, because I invested in so many different things, from hair care to stocks to crypto to all of these things. This is one of the reasons why I started this channel, because I want to help people worldwide, just like my products has been worldwide. I want my voice, my knowledge, my story, everything I can give to you to go worldwide. I love everybody. I don't care what nationality you are. I don't care what language you speak. I don't care what you believe in. I just care about people. I care about God's people. And I just want to continue to be a blessing to others. I just wanted to make this video for all you guys and all you listeners. And we're going to continue to talk to each other, and we're going to continue to grow. Excellent, excellent, excellent.